Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
My name is Ashley.
And my name is Kaylee.
Let's see if the void echoes back today. We're apparently two best friends, but Kaylee finds me boring.
I do. It's a big
thing. She also
thing.
finds herself very funny.
I also do. That's a big thing.
See, if we did stand up, we would be the only two finding ourselves funny.
I think that we could do stand up if the other person was in the audience as a plant every time.
Us just there with our microphones. You there. Like, just do people work more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that's how we would
But
thrive.
only one person. only us.
Yeah.
Only choose each other. That's the whole
Why does
bit.
she always pick on that one person?
Wow, what's going on with that one person being at every show? Does nobody find that weird? Is she stalking her? What's going on? Are they dating?
And why do they not acknowledge it?
They always act like strangers. They come up with different names every time.
That's funny. But yes, we are two best friends that are going to be diving deeper into the void with chapters 59 and 60, which means we are in the final,
Yeah.
6. We're coming up. I know. It's so exciting.
Go.
But, oh, God.
Okay. Sorry.
That was a lot.
I've actually been working on that. I have been.
It was really good, just very unexpected.
Thank you.
But I did want to mention
I've been working on
in
it.
the beginning that we have an email list now, which is really exciting. And we have a couple things that we're really, really excited for planned. And you got to be a part of the email list because you get some behind the scenes, some Q&A, some polls. You can, choose what books we read next in the polls. And so that's really exciting. And like we said, we have a couple big things planned. So that's really exciting. And some of them are coming up, so stay tuned because we're really excited for them. And we also have a buy me a coffee. So if you choose to support us in that way, we really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. We love you guys.
We love you. And so now, after that's out of the way, we're going to jump into chapter 59, which starts off with Andarna really, really wanting to fly to Bisgayeth with Taryn and Violet. And she does not want to use the harness.
No, she doesn't. She feels like she can do it and she could be able to keep up. But also not only that is she's very, you can tell that she's embarrassed almost,
Yeah. She's like, I'm a dragon. I'm an older dragon now. In quotes, older dragon. Yeah. And she's like, I don't need a harness. That's not fair. I can do it. And, Violet does kind of go hey, it's okay that you can't, and you're gonna hold back the riot. We don't want you falling, getting lost, getting behind the riot or anything like that. We just want you to be safe. And it's also, I like how Violet does say, she's like, I don't always want to fly in a saddle, but that's what I need to do.
Yeah, to be able to ride. And
it is also very impressive if you think about it that how does no one fall off without a saddle?
I mean, you've ridden bareback before.
That's true, but we're not doing dives.
Yeah, but have you cantered bareback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, you're not doing 90-degree dives.
That's true, but it's also it's the same theory.
Turning. Oh, I know it's the same theory, but it's still, I don't know, in my head, I'm how, that's, I guess we do bank and stuff, bonk.
Yeah.
You can fall if you bank, but see, they don't fall. You never hear them falling. You hear people falling off bareback.
Yeah. But I just feel they have super inner thigh strength. They squeeze really, really hard.
That's true.
I mean, they have to, right? Also, I think they hang on to the dragons I know
they mentioned they have a saddle where they have a place that you're supposed to sit. But it is interesting because she has her harness on, and Andarna is like, well, dragons don't answer to humans. Like, she's really starting to get that attitude that we see a lot of dragons have, at least. I mean, we've only really seen Terran and Sigale, and Andarna, but a lot of dragons kind of have this attitude from our assumptions. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see her starting to get that at, like, such a young age. And also Terran immediately snapping back, well, they do listen to their elders. And...
only elders of their den, though.
Yeah. And, what's his face? Terran is like, fine, I'll go ask Coda really quick. And, and Darna's like, well, perhaps I'll be the eldest of my den. Of my own den. Which, go on, sure, Darna. Kid. Yeah.
Okay, and, sure, kid.
And, Darna's like, well, you act so old. And then Terran is like, well, I'm in my middle ages. What are you on? And then Violet's like, no. And so then Violet does say, like, oh, you don't look a day over 100. Don't worry. Because he is 100. That's all he is.
Yeah.
But does that mean dragons live, like, 200 years?
I
don't know. Because I feel like they last longer than that. But also, I don't know.
I feel like in most fantasies, they live within, like, 5 to like a couple hundred years. Yeah. I'll look it up.
Okay, thank you. And so while Kaylee's doing that, she, they're all leaving to go to Besgaiath, because where we left off last time is Violet figuring out that they're going to attack Besgaiath, not Samara, and they just wanted everybody to think it was Samara. And so, they're all kind of getting ready to leave, and the assembly won't go. And Kat is really upset because the Flyers aren't going to go, because they are also, like, an enemy of Navarre, and so they don't want to put them at risk, and also they won't be able to wield. And so they're like, well, like, not that there's no point of you going, we would love your support, but also, like, we don't want to put you in danger in any way, especially, like, against dark wielders. Like, what's the point of doing that? Which I think is, like, really meaningful. And
Sigale is 300 years old.
Oh, I remember this.
And Terran is 100 years old. Damn, Sigale? Okay, girl, getting that younger man there. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Good for her. Well, what's the oldest dragon?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Oh.
I would assume that it's Coda.
That's what I was thinking. And... but Kat does say, she's like, but we're a squad, and, like, you guys this big thing, and, like, we're supposed to stay together. And you could see her really starting to pick up that own mentality, which it's really fun to see Kat's slow, like, progression to actually becoming, like, nice to Violet and, like, tolerant of her. I think it's really interesting because, I mean, she went from literally, like, wanting to murder her to, hey, like, we're a squad, we gotta stick together.
Which I think is great to see the difference within the Flyers really, like, change their mentality from what are we to each other. Like, we are enemies now. We are always together, and this is it. And I really do think that the way that Rhea leads the squad helps.
Yes, for sure. Because she immediately was like, we're doing classes together, we're training together, we're fighting together, we're like, this is what we're doing. We are no longer separate. We are a squad, we are a unit, this is how we work. And she was like, yeah. We're like, go Rhea. Yeah. And, after they're like, fine. They, like, well, we still, like, it doesn't mean that we don't feel like shit. Like, we understand you're trying to protect us and, like, everything like that, but it doesn't mean we don't feel like shit staying behind. It doesn't mean, like, we don't feel like shit staying behind. And Marin ends up giving her a short bow because she's like, you had a lot of trouble with, like, the long bow. Here's a short bow to help you out. Just put it in the thing and then, like, let it go. But it sounds like a crossbow to me.
I'm sorry to interrupt again, but now according to this one, it says that Sigale's only 150 years old, but she's still older than Terran.
Why is there two different ages? How interesting. And Brendan ends up walking out, and he's like, well, what are you guys doing? Like, what the fuck? And they immediately are like, yes, Kaylee?
I don't know. It just says that Atrim is 22 years old, and it is throwing me off because It's fine. Sorry. I was like,
that's
looking
odd.
at these ages are throwing me off, and I just don't know.
Atrim's a red dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I remember we were debating about that. Anyway, and so
okay, but general lifespan of dragons is anywhere between 200 to 600 years old, according to the Middle Ages and the lifespan of that. So, but that's just like a general fantasy, like
that's not
how
a fourth
long
wing
they
thing?
live. Fourth wing says anywhere. Fourth wing says the lifespan is about 200 years, with 100 years being considered middle age.
So what we just got to.
Yeah, so like anywhere between 2 and 400 years old, I would probably approximately say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we didn't find out how old Coda is?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Like the sources are iffy on the ages, and now, because I don't think she's ever given us like concrete ages for them.
No, we just know Taryn's 100 and Darna's like 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah, she's young. So Kaylee continues her little deep dive search over there. Brennan is like, what the fuck? I know I just said that, but their response is like, well, it's not like we're taking the first years, and all the first years, Salone, Arik, like everybody that's in their squad, that's a first year.
I'm sorry, that's how you spell Coda?
That's what I said.
Okay.
And they were like, well, what the fuck? Like, we can help. And they're like, well, you guys aren't even like, you don't have a signet yet. And she's like, well, I do. And they're like, well, you're not trained. Like, you guys are not ready for this. And obviously, it makes sense. The first years are upset. They really just want to help Violet and everybody like that. And Brennan ends up staying behind too. And Violet's like, okay, fine. Like, this is shitty, but it's fine. And they end up flying, and they make it to Besgaiath. And the flight was cold. And I think it's interesting how she does make a point. She's like, well, I'm glad, like, my signet helps warm my body up. That would be really, really nice. And, Taryn explains the plan to her, and they're going to land. She's going to do a really quick jump off and things like that. And Darna was told to fly to the Vale and to stay in the Vale so people didn't see her because they don't know she's a black dragon. Mm-hmm. Which is interesting that it's, like, not common knowledge. And, Violet kind of, like, blinks, and she's like, wow, like, her scales are reflecting blue, like, in the night sky for a second. And then she's like, oh, I think it's just because, like, I landed. And I was, like, a little, like, off-put. And Darna's immediate response to that was like, I'm going to be where I'm needed. And she's like, because you needed me last time. Like, what if you need me like last time? And, they're kind of like, well, just go to the Vale. And she's like, well, I'll be where I'm needed. And then she flies off. So we don't know where she goes. And, Violet's, this is the first time Violet's back in Besgaiath since they all left. And the last time she left was the interrogation and the torturing. Yeah. And so, there's like this bit of like uneasiness, but she also says like, no matter what cruelty transpired here, there's still a big part of me that considers this home. And she's like, I climbed trees with Dane here. I studied with my dad here. Like, she really is like, this is still like my home. Like, I grew up here, which is very understandable because that's kind of how it feels. Like when you go if you've moved and you go back to the house for whatever reason, I don't know why you would, but if you go back to the house, you're like, wow, like this is like, wow. Like there's just this nostalgia feeling. Like when I go back to the place I'm originally from, it is very like, oh wow, like this is where I used to do all this type of shit and it's fun.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's interesting to see that she still loves this place, but still hates it at the same time.
Yeah. Did you find out Coda's age?
It just says that it suggests that he's over 200 years old. Okay. Some skeptics say that he's might be approximately 400 years old. Because we know that he's older than Taryn.
Yes.
They say that he's considerably older than Taryn, who is considered middle-aged at 100.
Okay.
Also,
middle-aged could be... It doesn't need to be like 50. Like, that could be like, 40 to 60. Like, that's like in our age. You know, like, it's
but,
really
like,
interesting.
they say for dragons, it's like 100 is middle-aged.
Yeah.
So,
like, middle-aged to me is like your 40s to 60s.
Yeah. They say that it is kind of suggested that his age is older than the wards. So he's like,
I remember
his
that.
age is greater than 400 years old that have passed since because he like
helped create the wards.
Yeah, helped create the wards. And then they say that they refer to him as the elder dragon, the eldest of the den, to consider him an ancient dragon.
Interesting. Thank you for doing some research.
Yeah.
And
why did they not ask him? Like, why did Violet not?
I mean, we don't want to approach other dragons, remember? Like, dragons are really, like, territorial and don't like other people.
That's true.
Talking to them. Also, I don't know if she can talk to him.
No, not her talk to him, but why did Tara not just like... Why did she not...
Yeah, you're right.
It's okay, but she didn't even ask him, really.
Yeah.
She didn't even ask his input. She just was like, I'm doing this. And then he didn't provide any answers. It's cool.
He's like, it's fine. He trusts her, though, which is interesting, because we do hear him say, like...
Yeah.
But we'll get to it in a few minutes because it is in this chapter. I was like, hold on a minute.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, so we'll get to it in this chapter. But her mom ends up being there. And, you know, everybody, like, she even notes, like, it's empty here. No one is, like, really here in Besgaiath. And Grime is in
Grime is with them.
Thank you. Grime is with them, and like she ends up reaching out to her mate.
In residency.
Yeah.
Which is so weird, but yeah, no, Grime is with them.
And then she reaches out to her mate to like let them know, and they've been like Grime and Maze have been, you know, mated for many years, and you
also kind of love the name Grime and Maze.
I do love that.
Okay,
I do love that.
Okay, that's cool.
Love that. And Taryn, you know, he's flying away at this point, but he's like, if you change your mind, I'll just claw through the roof. Don't worry, I'll come get you. I really love how he is so supportive of Violet. And it's really nice to like, yes, we saw it in book 1 where he did keep secrets from her, but like, it's nice to have someone like fully in her corner. Not that like Xaden isn't, Rhea is obviously that as well, but it is nice to see someone who I guess is like a more parental figure, I would say. Like, so in her corner, because we don't get that.
I also think that it's a little different because even though Taryn keeps secrets, it's not secrets that's like gonna kill her, like put her in immediate danger or kill her friends or... You know,
Xaden
kill
or
her
Taryn.
Or Taryn.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, that's why I feel like she doesn't mind that he necessarily keeps secrets from her, because also it's
also a different breed, like a different species. And so, like, dragons obviously are going to be keeping, like, she can't know everything that transpires between dragons. And I feel that's also a different line as well.
Exactly.
General Sorengale comes down the stairs, and Nolan is behind her. And she hasn't seen Nolan since the torturing, because he, you know, helped transpire it all. And he helped mend her so he can break her and mend and break and mend and break, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, Violet, like, immediately notices how tired her mom looks. And her mom is just, really? You couldn't use the front door? And
yeah, like we had to make a big dramatic show about this. Like,
yeah, like, what is happening?
Come on, guys.
And... You know, Brennan like, she's kind of looking around for Brennan. Like, you could tell because Mira lands, and then Xaden, and you can kind of tell, like, immediately she was, like, looking around for Brennan, and Mira's like, well, he's not here with us. He's actually really pissed that we're here.
Yeah.
And
so pissed, actually.
So pissed. And, you know, she's like, well, what are you doing here? And she's like, we're not here to fight you. Like, we're here to fight for you. And Violet explains what she figured out and, like, what the plan was. And, you know, Dane is coming through. And now, you know, people are really starting to come through, like, the ceiling. And she's like, oh, for fuck's sake, just open the gate. Like, really, like.
Yeah, just everybody calm down. We don't need to do this big theatrical.
Yeah, like, the dragons are going to take down the roof. Please,
like,
just open the gate.
Yeah.
And, you know, so Violet's still explaining the
reason that they're there, because they all thought that the attack was going to happen at Samara instead of Bezgaeth.
Yeah.
And then she's trying to explain to her mom about why it's super important that they go check on the wardstones right now.
Yes. And
that she needs to take them there.
Yeah. And she also, the wardstones, because she was like, dude, like, you need to check on the wardstones, because the wardstones are going to fall. Like, she knew that the Venom were coming for the wardstone. And, you know, her mom's like, well, that's not possible. Like, they're guarded 24 hours a day. Like, they're always guarded. It's okay. And, oh no, my notes scrolled.
We have a lot of notes now.
Yeah, that's okay. It scrolled. Okay, and she is kind of like, well, why? Like, I don't want to take you to I don't think you need to go to the wards. Like, that's insane. Like, you're fine. Yeah. They're fine. Everybody's fine. And, you know, Xaden kind of pipes up and is like, you know that your daughters would never strip Navarre of its wards. Like, you know that. And she immediately is like, I know my own daughters. Like, she's really in a defensive mood. And she's like, well, consider your, living a personal gift, because you're technically enemies and you're on enemy territory. It's like the fact that you guys get to live, that they consider it a gift. And she was like, where? And Violet makes note that there's literally, like, nobody there. And she's like, you sent everybody to Samara? And her mom doesn't answer that. And Dane is like, well, if you're not going to take them to the wards, my father showed me last year, so I can go. I'll show them the way. And Violet's mom eventually is like, fine, like, you really want to see that they're fine? I'll prove it. Like, let's just go. And she does say that. She's like, well, black really does suit you, Violet. Because Violet's now being a lot more, like, upfront. Like, nope, this is what we got to do. A lot less meek. What they would
consider, less meek.
Yeah. And Violet says, like, oh, that's, like, one of the first compliments she's, like, ever given me.
Yeah, I don't know if that is a compliment necessarily in certain terms, but it is,
but
like,
in other terms, yeah. But it is interesting that she, like, made a note of that, like, oh, like, that's, like, one of the first times she's, like, complimented me. And it's also really interesting because we know that Violet's mom, at least it seems, like, holds Violet so high. Like, she's really, like we see that after the torturing. You know what I mean? Like, she is like, I knew that you'd be the one to figure it out and you would be murdered in, like, the Squire Quadrant. Like, you need to.
Yeah. Like, I think it's because she reminds her so much of Asher.
Oh. Bullshit, the love of my life was a scribe.
Sorry, that's a little bit of a spoiler.
Not really. It's foreshadowed to that.
Yeah, it's foreshadowed.
I mean, it's really not because you could tell from the conversation after the torture scene.
We were just talking about Violet's dad. Like, she really loved him, and I think Violet reminds her of him.
Oh, for sure.
I guess we just don't know his name until the next book.
His name's Asher.
We just call him Violet's dad forever and all time.
Yeah.
Who's that? It's Violet's dad.
Yeah. But, like, I do agree that she reminds him, like, her of her husband, who is dead, and that's really sad.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're kind of walking, and Nolan tries to talk to Violet, and Dane and Zayden are both like, you touch her? Mm-mm. We're not talking to you. Like, no, just keep moving. And, like, Garrick's dragon is really worried, like, what's happening. And he's over in the dormitories kind of getting things set up over there. And he's like, guys, like, something assigned. Feels off. He's like, it feels like it feels in Resson. And, you know, she's walking down through this now they're down where the interrogation chambers are. And she immediately is, like, taken aback and, like, back in the feeling of being in the chamber. And Zane is like, are you all right? And she wanted to kind of go like, oh, I'm fine, and just brush it off. But she does say, she's like, well, I'm the one that asked for full disclosure, so I have to give it back. And I went, yes, thank you, Violet. We love that. And so she kind of explained, she's like, it smells and feels like the interrogation chamber. And I would like to take a moment and say, I do kind of like how she handled that.
Yeah.
Like the author, like the book. I think that it was handled quite well. I do like Zayden immediately being like, well, just burn it down before we leave. Yeah.
I also like how Violet was able to recognize, hey, if I'm asking this, I still have to give it. Like, it can't just be one-sided. We have to both be participants within the relationship, within the full disclosure clause, and keep that going.
For sure. And I do like how, you know, she's going through and she's like, it smells like the earth. There's water dripping. And you could just tell that she's immediately like, there's a shift in how she's like talking and like thinking in her head. Like an immediate shift. Yeah. And she ends up hearing Varish's voice like in her head. Like, we're going to have a lot of fun, you and I. Like, she really is sent back. And, you know, Zayden is like really holding her hand, and she's like, that's the only reason I'm like somewhat grounded, is because I have someone like to kind of hold me up. And I mean, she even stumbles back, and Zayden has to end up holding her up with his shadows. Like, she really is taken back. And she's like, wow, there's no guards. And when they reach the corridor. And the mom's like, well, wouldn't you think it's a little silly if we had guards at an empty hallway?
Like, sometimes, don't you think that would give it away?
Yeah, sometimes nothing is the best defense of all. And the room spins. And they go and they see the two guards, once they're in the actual like Wardstone room, are dead. And she is like, oh fuck. And her mom starts running. Violet immediately starts running. Mira starts running. And her mom's like, no, what are you doing? And they're like, well, we're going anyway. And I like how Zayden also was like, is there any chance of me being able to tell you to stay here? And she's like, nope. And just keeps running.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, at that point, no.
Yeah. And they walk in and they see that the Wardstone is twice as big as the one in Erasia. And it's lit in like a grayish fire.
Yeah, they call it black fire.
Yeah. And there's a dragon in there. And it's Bade.
On top of the Wardstone.
And it's Bade. And she's like, wow, her eyes are opaque instead of yellow or like gold, because that's what they used to be. And Jack Barlow's now there. And he's like, well, you're right on time, Sorrentgale. And, you know, now Violet's like screaming down the bond, like, anytime you'd like to be here is great. Bade is here. Jack is here, because she needs Taryn at this point. Yeah. And everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? What's happening? And he is like, well, I'm doing what I promised. And Riddick puts up, because now Bade's about literally to burn them alive. And Riddick puts up a ice wall. And then his hands end up getting really, really, really burned. And I mean, blistered. Oof, that sounds so painful.
But also, like, thinking about it, like, how strong Riddick's ice power is, because we remember when they were dodging the fire in the cave, and yes, obviously the cave was like more of a tight space, so that's probably why it would like burn their lungs. But if we think about how hot that was within that cave, and like how much Indarna endured, it's very obvious, like, just to like give props to Riddick, like, wow, how much powerful his ice signet has become to be able to put up like an entire ice shield and to only like basically get burned on your hands because like it like ran out at the very end. You know?
Yeah.
Like almost like the same timing as the flame. And for some reason I don't think that these like bursts of fire are like short bursts. I think that they're like at least a minute, like 30 seconds to a minute long.
For sure. And it's we don't get to see Riddick wielding as much because not that his signet is useless. Don't get me wrong.
He's just not there.
He's just not there, and it's because the main character is Violet. She's over here wielding lightning, and we're seeing her brain and going pew 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 pew. So we don't see his signet very often, and then now his hands are burned, and he kind of steps back because what is he gonna do? Like his hands are burned, which sounds so painful. Like imagine having your hands like fully red and blistered.
Yeah, like third-degree burns on your hand.
Oh my god. And Jack ends up taking a sword and stabbing Bane through the neck into like her mouth, like through her throat. And then obviously there's blood literally going everywhere, and Bane dies and breaks the ward.
Yeah, so like the way that it's described is she's sitting on the ward stone as he's like, murdering her. That's basically what he did. He murdered his own dragon. But then like from like the weight and the blood and everything, the ward stone tips over and then breaks on the ground, which I think is so interesting. The way that they described the way that it breaks.
Yeah. I agree.
Also, and just to even think about, like, it's bigger than the wardstone in Erasia, and, like, the wardstone in Erasia was, like, a large, large boulder. It's not a rock. It's a boulder.
Yeah, but I know, I can't imagine how, like, I see this being, like, big. But I also see it in, like, a teardrop. That's kind of how I see it. Stretch. Her dog's stretching and she can't not say it.
She's just so cute.
We love you. I heard her little poof.
Ooh.
Ooh. You gotta stretch. But I agree, and it's very interesting how it's also described like obviously she was bleeding out on the stone because they were on the stone, and like maybe that, I don't know. I think that's also something interesting to note, that there was like blood on the stone and then it like kind of tipped over. I think that's really interesting.
Yep. I agree.
So we don't know. Like, genuinely, we don't know, but we'll have to see. So let's go into chapter 60 and figure out if we figure out anything on why this is broken. And so it starts right off with the wardstones in two pieces. How shocking. And
it's broken?
It's broken.
Oh no.
And like immediately Violet's like, Navarre's defenseless. Like, holy shit, like we're gonna die.
Yeah, and this is the first time that Navarre has been, like, the wards are broken and Navarre has been defenseless in what, 400 plus years now? Like
these have been
years?
going for a long time.
Yeah.
And Rhee is protecting Violet's mom.
Yeah.
Gale and Riddick. And everyone's like, okay, he only has minutes until he dies. Jack, because he killed his own dragon.
Yeah.
Like, because he killed his dragon. And Xaden is like, well, you're about to, like, join your dragon, right? Like, what was your thought process there, bro? And, he kind of starts going on to this rant. And let's see. He starts going on, like, this rant that we thought was very important.
Yes. I think it's very important also just to see is like the idea that somebody would kill their own dragon is something within the writer's like realm and like lifestyle that nobody would ever think of because they're so closely tied together. And it's
baffling that someone killed their own dragon.
It
like
really
this is something pretty much unheard of. We have not heard of this like ever happening.
Yes, because their lives are tethered. And that's why I really think that it's just like shocking to see that somebody would kill their dragon because their life is so tethered to their dragon.
And it's also, we just also got off the dragon killing another dragon and how big of a thing that was, even in their own self-defense. So seeing a human kill a dragon like that is like really, really unheard of. And it's really odd. Like, I just remember reading it the first time and kind of going like, oh shit. Like, it threw me off guard. I was not expecting it.
Mm-hmm. And like, that's the thing, is because of how much the dragons are valued within the perspective that we see of this book, it is shocking to see it. And
I mean, even on this read, I was like, wow. Like, not that I forgot that it happened, but I was like, wow. Like,
wow, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the scene in and of itself was extremely intense, and Xaden really asking Jack, are you ready to die? Yeah. And like, with his response being,
like, that's the thing. I'm not. They have us thinking that we're the inferior species, but did you see how easily I controlled her? How easily the energy she bonded us with is replaced. And then he puts his hand on the stone channels, and we're all like, fuck. And he's like, and then they kind of start putting all the pieces together, like, they expected this. He knew this was going to happen. And, you know, he's like, Jack's venom. Jack has turned venom. And, you know, it is now 9:00. And, you know, Jack is kind of still going on this, like, monologue where it's like, there was no choice. And if there was, I made mine the second I saw her. And then points at Violet, not a dragon. It points at Violet. The Bond, the most powerful dragon available at threshing. Why should they determine our potential when we're capable of reaching for fate all on our own? And, you know, they're just going on and on. Everyone's like, Bane, like, everyone's like, holy shit. Because now everybody's putting pieces together. There's a dead dragon, a rider killed a dragon, and there's so many, like, pieces. The ward stone is down, and we're all like, oh god. And, you know, Nolan's like, well, magic requires balance. It does not give without a price. And, you know, Jack's like, well, does it? Do you understand how much power is beneath your feet? And, you know, Violet's like, Xaden, like, what's happening? And, like, I know. And, like, he's putting shadows out and, like, reaches and, like, puts Jack up in the air so he can't channel from anything. And so then he, you know, it's like, well, I know you're going to tell me the answer to my questions because I have no problem killing you. Like, I have no personal gain, or I have no, like, nothing to lose. I can kill you so easily. And, you know, also we need to point out the fact that he was wielding or channeling within the wards. That's a big thing.
And, well, also it does seem like they're shocked that he even was able to turn venom within the wards.
Yep. Because we figured out that he turned venom way back in, like, the first battle. This is in chapter, like, what? Like, in the teens in the first book. 8? Like, 9?
No, I think it's in, like, yeah, like 8,
it's
9,
early on when he's on the mat with Violet, and it's their first fight together. And he is, like, pushing power through her. And Violet's like, oh, fuck, like, this feels so strong. Like, what is this? And she's like, his eyes are red. And she notices his eyes are red quite often throughout the series. It's been foreshadowed from the very beginning. It's actually quite says that wild.
That his eyes have been bloodshot for a long time now.
And then she puts the pieces together. It's like, oh my god, I never really thought about it. Like, I was so new to magic and stuff like that. And obviously at that time she also didn't know about the venom. Well, she knew about it, but she didn't know what was actually happening. And so it's really interesting to see. And once again, Rebecca Yarros' foreshadowing is very, very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. It was there this entire time. And so it's really fun to see it, like, come to a T and have the characters all put it together as we were putting it together as readers. Very fun.
And it's also, like, it's fun to know that they know now.
Yeah, because now we can talk about it.
Yeah.
How exciting.
It's like an actual thing we know for a fact.
So welcome to the club about knowing Jack is venom.
And if you knew before because you were paying attention to all of the things that we were saying,
let us know
within like our like the foreshadowing, or even like just like I called it before.
Yeah.
Comment down below.
Honestly, I feel like one thing that we didn't really catch. We're pretty good about catching foreshadowing, and we didn't catch that.
I did not catch that at all, especially during my first read. Honestly, once again, I was still shocked about zombie Jack Barlow. I was like, okay.
That was such
You're right.
I remember being like, zombie Jack Barlow? How interesting.
The zombie Jack Barlow? That's such an interesting choice, but okay, sure.
I like how she did it, though. I think she did it quite well. I do think she handled it very well.
Very good.
I'm glad he's not, I mean, he's kind of a zombie, but like not really.
Yeah, I just call him zombie Jack Barlow because technically he was supposed to be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
He got crushed by an entire mountain, like.
Yeah, literally. And so he's, they're kind of interrogating him at this point. Mm-hmm. And, she's like, wait, like the wards, like how did you do this? And he was like, the wards don't block all power like the dragons want you to think they do. We can still feed from the ground, still channel enough to survive, enough to fool them. We might not be at full strength, capable of wielding greater magic under your protections, but make no mistake, we're already among you and we're free. And I'll never know why it's you he wants. What the fuck makes you so special? And he was alternating his gazes at Xaden and Violet when he said that. I just feel like it's a really, really, really interesting monologue that...
Yeah.
How interesting. And like Taryn's response is, this changes everything.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. And just the fact of how he worded it, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Wow. And then, they're still putting pieces together and they're like, that's why they made the serum. It was for him to like not, literally go like drain everybody. And they're like, wow. Like, you can make a better choice. You don't have to do this. Like, Nolan is really like, you don't have to do this. It's okay. Like, just be good. Yeah. And I'm like, Nolan, no.
I mean, if you think about it, like, they even say it that he's been attempting to heal his soul since May.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And they're like, that's why, not a literal, it's an actual literal sense, not a, I did this. Like, someone's like really brokenhearted or something. Yeah. And he, he also mentions, like, as you guys were smuggling weapons out, we were smuggling us in. So there's more venom than Jack in Basgiath. We don't know who. Yeah. But there is more. And he also does say, he's like, oh, they don't need a map here. Like, I showed them the way. Like, well, you were busy. That's when he kind of says, like, you were busy smuggling weapons out. And he's like, the whole place is going to be ours in a matter of seconds. And Xaden pulls out a dagger to kill him. And Dane runs over and says, not yet, and grabs him in the face. And holds his hand, like, eyes closed. And, it's like reading his memories, which his signet came in handy.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah, wow. And... then Jack starts to drain him and is, like, holding on. And Violet's like, Xaden, like, kill him now. And...
or at least get him off Dane.
Get him off or, like, something. And, Xaden's like, no, wait, hold on.
Well, wait. Yeah, because, like, he wants him to see as much as he can.
Yep.
I know that some people may argue it's because Xaden doesn't like Dane. But I think it really was, like, the bout of information. Let's get
for sure. I mean, like, think how much information he could get for that.
Sorry.
How dare you. And, so then Dane starts, like, literally screaming in pain because he's being drained. And Xaden comes and attacks Jack. And everyone's like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, and he has, like, 2 handprints on his arms where Jack was... holding on to him, and like Violet makes it like, oh, it's like cold and like crinkled.
Yeah, it's like gray almost.
Yeah, like gray, and she says crinkling. Ew. Yeah. And he's like, well, I think so. He's like, it feels like a really bad ice burn. Which is really interesting that it's like cold. I think that's a big, like, and it's interesting the contrast where Riddick just got, like, burned his hands, and now he's getting, like, an ice burn. I think that's a really interesting thing. Like, just a nice parallel, I feel like. And, you know, Dane is like, oh, I saw his memory. They're about 10 hours away, but venom fly faster than dragons, so... And there's a whole, like, swarm of them. Like, they're coming. Like, we need to get prepared. And, you know, everybody kind of goes down to battle brief. And, you know, Violet's like, oh, like, for the first time, I don't take notes. This is the first time I'm not taking notes. Which is very un-Violet-like.
Very un-Violet-like, but this is one of the first times that she's in the room not as a student. And it's not for an actual battle brief. It's for, like, actual...
Battle brief.
Yeah, like an actual
like, it's battle brief, not battle brief.
Yes, basically.
And, you know, she kind of sees Riddick and is like, oh, like, how are your hands? His hands have been mended by Nolan. And, you know, she's like, oh, like, how's Dane? And he's like, Nolan can't mend him. Like, we don't know if it's because he's tired. We don't know if it's because he's drained. We don't know if it's because it was channeled. Like, it was channeling and not, it was venom, not a typical wound. And so he's like, I don't know. Like, I can't. He couldn't mend him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's like, 1,000 wyvern are on their way. And they're asking around, like, no one's mastered a tracking ruin. And they're like, we know, well, they know where we are because there's tons of, like, lure boxes. So they've been putting, like, their own, like, the venom have been really prepping for this because they've been smuggling them in. And, you know, their mom and Devera are running this battle brief, and they're like, nobody takes on a dark wielder alone, because also now they're here with the half of Vesgaiath that didn't go, which I think is also important to note. Like, they didn't know what's happening. They're like, what the fuck is happening? They're really lost in the dark here,
or
they don't know how to
and
train.
They just, well, like, they knew that the venom existed, but they don't know how to fight them because they were never trained.
They were never trained to fight venom. And then, you know, like, Devera's like, okay, who here knows ruins? Like, does anyone know a tracking ruin? And, you know, no one raises their hand, not even Mira, not Ree, not Violet, nobody raises their hand. And they look over and they even know, like, oh, like, the people that stayed look baffled, like, what the fuck is a ruin? Like, they don't know anything about that type of stuff.
Exactly.
And so they're immediately like, no one takes on a dark wielder alone, and, like, be with somebody that complements your signet. And, you know, they're kind of starting to, like, pair people off and, like, here's your squad for this and everything like that. And scribes are starting to prepare text and get text all kind of carried out so, like, venom don't get access to this information. And Violet makes a note. She's like, well, I wonder what they're gonna burn and, like, hide.
Yeah, it's the I wonder what text they deem quote unquote
important to grab,
important enough to take with them, and how much they're gonna let burn. So that's such an interesting thing for her, you know?
Yeah. And it's also, like, it is really fun to see Violet, like, acknowledge the scribes, because you could just tell, like, there's this warmth there. And I really like that. It's like, oh, like, you could tell it's like, oh, in a different life, that would be me. You know?
Yeah.
I really like how that's done. And, you know, so they're kind of pairing off things, and Rhiannon is like, hey, like, why is Mira going with, because her mom is like, oh, Mira, you go with Violet, and because Mira's like, oh, I can now, you know, shield outside the wards, which was a big thing. She didn't know how to do that. And she, you know, or actually Mira's the one that says it, isn't it?
Yeah, Mira suggests it because the way that they assigned the squads is that Mira was going to go with the fourth wing squad.
Yeah.
And she says, I don't think that's a good idea. I think
she's like, with all due respect,
General Sorengale would be better paired together as the last resort. And I do like how she says it. She's like, as much as I would love to be Violet's shield.
Yeah.
She, like, you know, as much as I'd love to stick around and, like, protect Violet, I think Xaden would be better at protecting her, basically. Which I think is such a cool thing for her to say, and to recognize that, like, hey, this isn't the best battle strategy. We could make this better.
And it's also compared to last year when she was like, stay away from her. Don't touch her, you know? And yeah. And it's the like Lieutenant Ryerson should be placed with second squad as his signet has been previously proven to very much complement hers. And you know, I love how her mom just, you could tell her thinking. And it's like, okay, so be it. You'll be with me. You'll be the last line of defense. Ryerson will be with, you know, second squad. And I love how Riddick's like, oh, we get both of you. Maybe we have a chance of lasting an hour.
Yeah, at least.
And Sawyer's like, my money's on 2. And, you know, Imogen kind of comes over and is like, well, both of you shut up before I take off your heads. Nothing is acceptable unless it's past 4 hours.
Yeah, at minimum 4 hours. That's crazy. 2?
Yeah. No, minimum 4. Like, anything less is unacceptable, which I love. I really also do love, I know we've said it, like the squad dynamics.
Yeah, the squad dynamic is a lot of fun.
It's so much fun.
It's also fun, like, to see them all together, you know?
And, you know, Violet's kind of thinking, like, we had 7 flyers again, like 7 riders and flyers against 4 Venom. Like, what do we, this is going to be insane. And, you know, so then they kind of start sectioning off Besgaiath on who's going where. Like, there's Besgaiath, there's the Vale and the surrounding areas. Because now they're, like, mapping it out like a grid. So each squad has a section. And, like, they say, like, each squad is, like, in charge of an airspace. Like, a sector of an airspace. You get, like, your own little square. And, she, you know, Violet's kind of thinking, and she's like, we need to protect the
Wardstone.
The Wardstone. And Violet's mom immediately is like, why is it only my children that are talking out of turn?
Yeah.
And
Mira says, well, we get it from our mom.
Yeah.
We learned it from our mother.
Yep. And because Violet's also like, this is a mistake. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, she immediately is like, no, this isn't how this should be we should be doing this. And, you know, she's like, okay, your opinion is noted. And then they kind of keep talking. She's like, hey, but your opinion is wrong. And
yeah, her mom is like, no, we're not doing that. Your opinion is noted, but I'm not going to do what you tell me. And
I do also really like how Violet points out, she's like, this is not like battle brief at school. Like, we're not allowed to ask questions. We're not allowed to voice our opinions. And I like how she's like, well, that's, like, not really fair. Like, what if we have our own thoughts and opinions on this, you know? I can understand why.
She is a big strategist. And so for her, it's you're not looking at that clearly. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And it is important. It is really interesting, again, to see the strategy coming out of Violet. Like, her really, like, this isn't the best strategy. Like, how can I help? And, like, it also shows, like, she'll go far in this line of work.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like, she will be great in this line of work. And, you know, she's like, okay, well, we're not going to do that. You all have your assignments. Go get as much sleep as you can. You all need to sleep, rest, recover. Your rooms have all been the same. Like, we didn't take down your rooms or anything. Except for the wing leaders. People took down wing leader rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, understandable. They have the biggest room, biggest bed, most comfy stuff.
They have the nicest rooms. So
yeah, so immediately they're like, yeah, we're going to take those.
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
And, you know, so they both are kind of like, oh, like, it's kind of time skip to the next morning. And she's like, well, I didn't have any nightmares last night, so that was really, really nice. And
yeah, which is surprising, too, because she's been having nightmares almost every single night.
And, you know, they're starting to get ready for the battle because they had, like, you know, they slept. And they slept in quotes. And I mean, she does say, like, I still had shitty sleep, just no nightmares.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, understandable. Like,
yeah, I would also have shitty sleep right before, like, you know, almost because of apprehension, you know? Like, you're nervous, like, those, like, that nerve anxiety, like, just wakes you up constantly throughout the night.
I do that sometimes when, like, my alarm is, I know my alarm is set, but I have something in the morning. Like, I did that this morning. I woke up at, like, 5:45. I'm like, oh, God damn it. I need to get out of bed. And I went, like, it's 5 in the morning, Ashley. You can sleep in a little longer.
That's true. You could have slept in a little longer.
Kaylee over here like, I'm dying, you guys. I don't want. It's early. I mean, it's only 6 a.m. for you right now.
Yeah, it's only 6 a.m. So,
Yeah, so late for you.
It is. It's super late. It's crazy.
And, he ends up kind of like kissing down her spine. And she's like, if you keep doing that, you're going to be taking this thing off.
Yeah, because he's like helping her put her like leathers on and everything like that.
Like her vest and everything.
Her corset and everything.
Yeah.
And her dragon scale armor vest.
Like all of the things.
Yeah.
And, she's like, well, we can't. And he's like, well, we can. And
yeah, well, we can.
And he does say, it's like, say the word and we'll fly away. And
yeah.
But you won't be able to live with yourself if we don't, like, if we leave your friends. Which is true. Like, Violet would not be able to.
No, but, like, Violet says that to Xaden.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's not Xaden that says it to her. Violet says it to Xaden. I think you would regret if we left your friends. And he says, maybe. But
I know I can't live without you.
Yeah. Maybe, but I know I couldn't live without you.
But it is really interesting how she said that to him, because it's been a really recurrent thing that he says that to her.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting that it was kind of flipped. And, they kiss. And she was like, well, this isn't as slow and, like, passionate as last night was. This is, like, hot and frantic. And,
yeah.
They're, like, she's now up against the desk. And he's like, we'll be quick. And, like, they're really quickly, like, unbuttoning the pants and, like,
Yeah.
And I do like how he's like, well, quick isn't normally what you beg me for.
You did love that quote.
And there's a knock at the door. And then Violet's like, just 5 minutes. Wait. Like, just give me 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it's Rhea at the door. And she's like, I know you're in there. And she's like, wait. And she does tell Xaden, she's like, keep going. And, Rhea's like, I know you're in there. Like, hurry up and open this door before this becomes, like, the most awkward situation in Navarre history.
Yeah. Like, you better open the fucking door. I know that you bitches are in here. Stop fucking come out, okay? We got some news.
Like, this is important.
Yeah. Like, come on, guys.
I get it's fun, but there's more important things to do.
Yeah, like, okay.
It's free. I know you want to, like, be tangled with each other. You say it a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they said it in this chapter. They're like, I wouldn't mind spending my last moments tangled up in you.
I mean, yeah.
You're like, that's valid, though.
Yeah, I was like, so valid. Would you, like, honestly, like, just, like, thinking about it, like, would you rather be, like, tangled up in, like, the person that you absolutely love till the end of time, or be going to war watching your friends get slaughtered?
It's so fair.
So
true.
like I'm like, yeah, like thinking about it, absolutely, yeah. That's so valid, though.
Yeah. And so they end up, like, rebuttoning pants, and they both make sure they're decent before they open the door. Yeah. And they open the door and their entire squad is there. Rhea, Riddick, Sawyer, Kat's there.
Yeah.
Marin is there. Like, everybody is there. Brennan is there. Oh, Sloane and Arik. Like, everybody. And, like, Brennan's there as well. And, he does say, he's like, I left you and Mira to fight this alone once before, and I'm not going to do it again. Mm-hmm. I do like how he acknowledges that. I wish there was more acknowledgement.
I mean, he does say that, like, he was like, the moment you left, I absolutely regretted it. I should have came in the first place, and I shouldn't have been, like, as stubborn. And then he openly says, he was like, but flyers don't fly. Like, griffins don't fly as fast as dragons, which I think why it took them a little bit longer, because we already know that even on a dragon's back that it's an 18-hour flight.
Yeah.
So, it's
a long time.
Just, like, thinking about that. Like, it's an 18-hour flight. Like, that's a long flight,
You think anybody's ever just slept on the back of the dragon?
I'm sure.
Just laid down and just be like, okay, just fly smooth. Let me just sleep for
I don't know if they'd lay back. I think they'd lay forward. Like,
oh, like kind of hunched over?
Yeah. Like, like you'd sleep on like an airplane tray, like the.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, something like that. Just because, like, I feel like if you were laying on your back and like you started to fall, like, what are you grabbing?
That's true.
Like, that's why I'm like, I was like, but if you're laying down, like, and you start to fall off, like, you're gonna grab your dragon, you know?
That's true. That's true. And her mom is like down in the hallway. It's like Violet's mom is there, and he like looks at her and goes like, I'm not here for you. I'm here to fight with her. Like, I'm here for them. And the Flyers, because they know Tracking Rune, was like, oh,
yeah, because Kat mastered it, and she's the best one there.
Yeah, and I love how she's like, damn, like, I might not like her, but she is really becoming a decent human being. And
it's like, I might not like her, but like, she's a good squad mate. She's a good teammate. She really, like, you know, does that. And also, it's one of those things where it's like, now that the Ward Stone is down, the Flyers do have a lot more power and can use their signets. And so instead of the riders not necessarily wasting their time, but the riders now can be up in the sky patrolling and keeping the Wyvern at bay for longer, while the Griffins are on the ground because they're faster, more agile there.
And they can look for all like the tracking stuff and everything like that, and take that they can off of just looking, because now they have something to track it.
Exactly.
So that really helps.
Yeah, and you know, like, once they get rid of like the lures that Jack put around, it's definitely going to help them throughout the battle. That way the Venom don't have like extra resources lying around for them.
I agree. And, you know, Violet looks at Brennan and is like, is there anything you can't mend? And he goes, magic. And, you know, she looks at her mom and says, we would like to switch. And she words it well. She was like, or actually Reese says it. She's like, General Sorengale, 2nd Squad, Flame Section 4th Wing officially requests permission to guard the airspace above the ward chamber. And, like, it openly says, like, Mom doesn't take her eyes off Brennan and says granted.
Yeah.
Like, she's still in such denial. She's shocked, which, understandable, your son's alive.
Yeah. It's also, like, one of those things where it's like it must be haunting to see.
Oh, my God. The reason your husband died, too. Oh, my God.
Yeah. To be, A, the reason why your husband died, but then B, it must be really odd to see your child who is reported dead, but who you gave the order to die.
Yeah.
Must be like almost like a hard pill to swallow. Like, it's really, I'm sure like that's hard and like overwhelming as well.
Yeah. That would be so, because like, it's not just seeing your son that you thought was dead, which would be overwhelming enough, but you gave the order. You know, could have gone looking. I don't know if she did. We don't know that, but you could have done all these things.
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did either. But like, you could have done all these things. And then it's also like all of those things plus the reason, I mean, the love of your life died.
Yeah. Seriously.
Like, it's a walking just ghost
reminder.
Memory. Yeah. Yeah. But with that, we're at the end of the 2 chapters.
Yeah, which is crazy that it just like ends there. But we're, you know, the next time we see you guys for the review section, we'll be getting into like a bigger thick of it. I just thought these chapters were really important. There was like a lot of like dense dialogue in it, especially with them and Jack. And it's
also a lot of world building in the Venom side of things, because we like, we've heard of them, we know that they have a sage, we know that like that type of things, but we really don't know anything, and we haven't seen one since 4th Wing, and we don't know literally anything about them. So it's really I feel like that conversation was really important. Also, the mindset
they never have
that
conversations with them.
No.
The only time that they see them, they're most likely in a battle and they're already trying to kill each other. So there's some time to ask questions.
Yep.
Which is why I really think that this part is so important.
Yep. I agree. But with that, that's where we're going to leave off for the non-spoiler section.
Thanks, guys, for coming. If you guys are leaving us, thank you guys so much. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit all of the buttons, comment down below if you knew if Jack was a Venom or not. As well as please subscribe to our email list. And if you'd like to support us in any other way as well, we do have a Buy Me a Coffee link. But regardless of how you guys support us, thank you guys so much. We love you. We really do appreciate you guys. And then with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into our spoiler section. Woohoo!
This was thick.
Yeah, I was like, as we know, we're gonna like jump into the beginning excerpts, which were super fun this time.
Yeah,
I think it was really interesting, and they give a lot to these chapters.
Yep. So the first beginning excerpt is one we actually know is We Do Not Eat Our Allies, Terran's personal addendum to the Book of Brennan, as quoted by Violet Soaringale.
I like how but also like we can tell that even Mira made updates to the book, but I like how she's continuing to put updates to the book even though she's the last sibling.
Do we think that's her journal that we're reading?
The Book of Brennan? That like turns into
like the Book of Violet.
I mean, I personally think that regardless, the journal is going to be... I don't know if it's her personal journal.
I think it is Yesenia just writing down shit.
I think that Yesenia found this journal, you know? And it's still like her, yes, transcribing it and like doing Violet's story. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if this is Violet's personal journal because I think she has another one because I feel like that's where we get a lot of like the letters between her and Zayden.
Yeah.
I think those are, more in a journal because I think, she kept all of those letters somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that would be more of a part of that. I think this one is just like still very much like the school thing,
Yeah. And we haven't heard of the Book of Brennan since Fourth Wing. Mm-hmm. So it's really interesting that she put that there.
Yeah.
But also it makes sense because Jack ate, in quotes, Vade because he stabbed her.
Yeah, but also, that's one of those things. It's like we don't kill our allies regardless if we like them or not. Mm-hmm. But also very interesting that Terran is quoted in the book because so far we've only known that humans are quoted and are, their sayings are written down more often.
Yeah, and it's also, we don't very often get a live person.
Yeah.
That's like an active player. Not that Kaori's not an active player, but we haven't seen him in forever. So that's like the Book of Dragons. That's different.
Like that's like a school literature book. It's not like his personal.
And we haven't seen a quote from one we've read. Like we knew that quote. We've seen that quote. And so it's interesting that it was a beginning excerpt. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see the beginning excerpts in Onyx. Now that we're really diving into them.
I'm excited. Really good. I'm also excited.
I'm really excited. There's one that I'm really excited for in Onyx that I remember.
I'm so excited for you.
Do you know what one I'm talking about?
I don't know.
The one
there was a lot.
There was so many. I'm mainly excited for the ones between Lilith and Asher.
Well, yeah, we're excited between that, but I thought there was like one specific one that you were.
There is. I just don't know what chapter it is, but it's the one where it's like she's like, it scares me because she's like you.
Oh, yeah.
Or like love is gonna get her to go too far. Oh my god.
Yeah, like so her heart's gonna get her in trouble more than anything else.
Yeah. So ready for it. I'm so ready to have my heart shattered again.
Yeah.
But speaking of beginning excerpts, the second one for these set of chapters is, at its core, magic demands balance. Whatever you take will be reoccupied and is not the wielder who determines the price. Magic, a universal study for writers by Colonel Emazine Ruthorn.
I don't remember the name, so I can't give you a different pronunciation of that.
But interesting.
It's interesting.
It's us immediately interesting.
I think that is going to go straight into like what I would really like to talk about is specifically, obviously, like Jack's conversation at the Wardstone, But how the ward stone was broken, yes.
Please go. I also have thoughts.
I think the blood is really important.
Thank you. I thought that was so.
I think the dragon blood is really important. The fact that it was already on fire with black fire, is something that I think we should look at, because I don't think the black fire was produced by the dragon. I think
But I thought it was, because it says it'll be lit in an iron flame. So I think the black fire is the wardstone working? Question mark?
Well, I don't know, because they seemed shocked that the wardstone was on fire. Does that make sense? So if like the wardstone is on fire like all the time, which it could be, I guess.
That's what I kind of assumed.
I did not assume that. I thought that the wardstone was not on fire.
Oh, I assumed that it was on fire because it says it'll be ablaze in an iron flame.
Yeah, when they say that, I just thought it was kind of like...
That's what happens and then it goes away?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I was like, you know how, like you've watched like people like work with metal?
Yeah.
And they put it in a thing and then it glows like burning red hot. And then they take it out, and then when it's cooled, it looks like metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I imagined it would look like.
Yeah,
like
I assumed that that's kind of
like
what happened,
red
but
hot,
then
it glows, and then it dissipates.
That's what I imagined, but I imagined it stayed like an iron flame. Because that's just, that's how I heard it. And that's how I was like, oh, okay. Like,
got it. Yeah, no, I did not imagine it like that. I didn't think that the wardstone was on fire.
So I don't know if the fire... So now we don't know if the fire was like meant to be there or if it wasn't. Because now we have two differing opinions.
Yeah. I personally don't think that it is. And I don't think that... Because even when they described how like the flame was lit in the other one, they just said that it glowed bright and it glowed hot. It didn't change colors.
Yeah, but they didn't have all the dragons.
Aretia,
but they didn't have all the dragons.
I understand that, but like, I think that it's important that it's black flame, because I don't think that the dragons produce black flame. I don't either. All.
I think it was, and I think it's the wardstone that has the black flame.
No, I think this is why I don't think that it is. I think that the black flame was produced through, I think like Bade did light it on fire, but I think Jack pushed power into it to make it black, like to change it, or like the fire came from Jack, like it's a different type of fire, which is why it's like I don't know, like kind of like how like the wyverns shoot black fire.
Blue fire, actually.
Yeah, sorry. Blue fire.
Actually, it's blue fire.
You know what I mean? They shoot different color fire.
Yeah.
Dragons don't shoot black fire. Period.
Well,
that's the end of the story. I was like, that's the end of the story. So, like, I don't know what to say, but, like, I don't think the flames around the wardstone were natural at all. They don't say how it was lit. They just say that, like, they came in and it was on fire. And they don't even say it in Warwick's journal or Lyra's so far about what color the wardstone fire is supposed to be. And when they lit it in Aretia, it didn't like go into black flame, which I understand. They didn't have all of the dragons there, so it might not have done that because of that. But I don't think the wardstone is on fire all the time. But I know that you do, so I don't know how that works in your head. But I also think that the blood of the dragon was important. Also, it's interesting to hear how Jack says they think that they are superior, but their bond can be manipulated.
Yeah, here, I had it pulled up, actually.
Nice. Because I think that's why Bade's eyes are opaque.
I agree.
Not their normal gold, because she has had power, like, basically been channeled through almost.
Yeah. I'm still looking up stuff about the wardstones, but we'll go back to that. Yeah. The Jack does say, that's the thing I'm not, because they're all like, oh, he's gonna die because Bade died.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. They have us thinking that we're the inferior species, but did you see how easily I controlled her? How easily the energy she bonded us with is replaced? And then he keeps going on, like, the most powerful, like, how did she get upon the most powerful dragon? Mm-hmm. And then he was talking about the wards at this point. Like, they don't block all the power like dragons want us to think they do. We can still feed from the ground, still channel enough to survive, enough to fool them. We might not be at full strength, capable of wielding greater magic under your protections, but make no mistake, we are already among you, and we're free. That's why I'll never know why he wants you. What the fuck makes you so special? Obviously insinuating to Violet and Xaden, but...
Yeah, and obviously insinuating about Violet and Xaden about the sage.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Why does the sage want them?
But is
also, I wanted to...
So... Go ahead, sorry.
No. It was just it's really interesting when Jack says that their bond can easily be replaced.
That, and also, I think it's the way he words it is like, dragons want us to think. Mm-hmm. Dragons did this, like, we...
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting in the, like, obviously we're still assuming Venom are the bad guys. We are.
We're assuming that.
We're assuming that because obviously they're draining the land. But also, like, if we remember back, one of the beginning excerpts is we were always like, yes, this was not our land to take.
Yep.
And so I feel like there's going to be some big, like, boom moment of like, wow, the dragons did do that. And we're like, wow.
Yeah.
Because we are under the assumption that some of the dragons are evil.
For sure.
My heart can't take it if it's Terran, but I would also love it at the same time.
I mean, you'll never
I think
know.
It's Sigale.
We don't know yet. Yeah, for sure. Well, here's the thing is, like, it's interesting. So... It's interesting to see how Jack replaced the bond with something that could corrupt his dragon, because I think that's also why they want Terran and Sigale.
Yeah.
Because they can replace those bonds. They can still control those dragons even while they're venom. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, they would have so much more strength and be able to kill dragons easier.
And that's why I'm really interested to see now that Xaden is... fully
venom.
Yeah. And so I'm interested to see how this is going to affect Sigale. Because, I mean, in book 3, Sigale is livid the entire time.
For sure.
Understandably so. Would be too. But livid. And so I'm really, really, really curious to see how this is going to play out. Because I feel like that monologue from Jack was so important. Mm-hmm. So important. And... It's just, again, just the way he says, like, that's what they want us to think. That's what they want you to think. And really kind of showing.
It's really also interesting.
Like, how dragons say, like, humans are a pawn. We did it for our own gain.
Absolutely.
Why did they
to
need
protect
them?
ourselves. Yeah.
But why? Cygnus?
Easy, convenient, in terms of, like, necessities too.
That's true.
Like, humans would provide food, water, necessities. They also protect the hatching ground. They keep us, like, technically alive in, like, a certain sense, but then not only, like, provide food, shelter, and protection, it's their minds are easily manipulated, and they will go to war for us regardless of whether it's right or wrong.
That's true.
Because, why would they not?
That's true. We're telling them. And they've also been saying this for 600 years. Mm-hmm. And so, whatever they are, hiding.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly hiding. I mean, Terran's even said it.
Yeah. That there's things that he can't even tell her.
Yeah. And so, we'll see how that ends up. Mm-hmm. And also, Adarna just being like, oh, I'll be where I needed. She knows what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. And Darna, like, through the whole thing, like, Violet's like, go to the Vale, go do this, go do that. And she's like, no, I know where I'm needed. Mm-hmm. And I'll be where I'm needed.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, she's shimmered blue. Like, it really tells you, like, how...
Yeah, that she really is...
an Irid the entire time. Yeah. But I do love how she does it in the sense of, like, oh, like, I just blinked and, like, oh, I think it's just shimmering off of the grass. So shimmering off of the... And it's the... Oh, like, it... Also, I think it also helps she's an adolescent. And no one's really seen an adolescent at this stage. Yep. So it's like, oh, like, I wonder when her scales are going to, like, set in place.
Yeah. Because, you know, it might be normal that, like, it doesn't do that.
Yeah. But... circling back to the wards, the blood on it, I do think, did something. It's
so important.
Because the dragon blood, I think it's also dragon blood, did something. I think that's really important.
Yeah, because if the dragon fire ignites it, it would make sense that, like, another thing from a dragon would do something else, you know?
Yep. And it's, once again, we don't see dead dragons very often.
No, not at all.
We've seen 2.
3.
3.
Liam.
I know Liam. Liam,
Bade.
Solus. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, oh, and then technically, what's the other girl? Soleil.
You're right.
Soleil got drained. There was also, like, another one that Mira was around that also got drained.
That's true.
Very similar to Soleil. I think that's it.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I do wonder how the stones in the wyvern are going to come into play with dragons.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be...
There's a lot of dots to connect now.
Yeah.
But they're not connecting yet.
And it's really just because I think we need that 4th book.
We do. We just need a little bit more information. That's all we need.
We just need a little bit more information, and then it'll all be good.
And we'll be like, wow, this dot goes here, and this one goes here, and this one... Because like right now we have the dots. We just need to connect them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it.
I also think that it's interesting that Dane's... Sorry. I think that it's interesting that Dane's wounds can't be healed.
Yeah.
And I also believe that it's really truly because, like, it's magic. Like, the magic is gone from that area of his body, and he's never going to be able to get that back, because Brennan even openly says that he can't even heal magic.
Yeah.
Which means that he's tried before.
Oh my god. Did he try to
here we go.
Did he try to heal Naolin? I also Naolin and Nolan, I'm like, I literally have to think about it before I say it.
Yeah. But also, like, the fact that Nolan has been trying to heal Jack's soul, I think that definitely foreshadows a little bit more of...
But it also showed that he can't.
Yeah, that he couldn't do it.
But also, oh god, was it in these chapters where it was like, oh no, it was the beginning excerpt, like, it was the choice. You made the choice to do it. And I know that the Irids say, well, they have to look inside and choose to change. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
And I also want to know, what do the Irids know that we don't?
That's also the other reason why, like, we need the 4th book, because we need slightly more information.
Yeah. Because it's like the Irids were just like, no, like, leave it to them. They know. It's okay.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to participate within war.
Yeah. And I want to know why. What do they know? What did the other dragons do that they went, nope?
Yeah.
Why? I want to know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yes, I do think Brennan tried to... Nolan
has tried to mend magic before.
Is he trying to mend himself?
Did he try to mend Naolin? Did he try to mend Xaden?
Oh, I think so. I think he tried to mend Xaden. But the fact that he knows it. That means he's tried multiple times.
Yeah, but he knows that he can't mend magic even before Xaden turns, so.
Yeah. Which he's about to. We're about to, like, finally... I feel like that's one of the biggest things that we can't say. There have been times where I'm like, don't say it, Ashley. We're in the non-spoiler section.
It's me. I'm like, is that a spoiler, actually? I don't know.
Well, that one is. Don't say that one.
Yeah.
Don't say that he's venom, because I feel like that's
crazy. Well, it's coming up in the next chapter, so it'll be fine.
I mean, in the next 5 chapters. I'm so ready for it.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
I'm ready excited. I'm actually excited to see his thought process when he changes.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that because I want to see
how it's different.
How it's different on the reread. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But with that, do you have anything else to say?
No, that is it.
Wow. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. We love having you. If you could like, comment, subscribe, download all of the buttons, that'd be much, much, much appreciated. And we also have an email list. So if you would like to see some behind the scenes, some Q&A, some polls to help us choose our books, things like that. We also have really, really exciting things planned over there that we can't talk about quite yet, but we're excited.
We're so very excited about it.
Yeah, and we have another thing that we're excited about, so stay tuned for that as well. And we have a buy me a coffee if you'd like to support us in that way, but no pressure. We appreciate all of the support. Much. Yeah. Then the last thing we want to say to you is,
what did the void say to you?